All right, let's just jump into it. So we've got Mox Amber aggro, red white legend aggro, whatever you want to call it here today. My 1A Endo, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's make sure you got a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the 7 months apathy. Good morning to you as well. One concern I have with this deck at a glance, actually one of the changes I made was I added some more cheap legends to the original submission. So we only have 7 different 1-mana legends. We've got 5 2-mana legends. And it's important that we have both 1 and 2-mana legends, because without these, Mox Amber can't really accelerate us. So if we play Kytheon or Zurgo on 1, we can Gideon Blackblade or Tajic on 2, or Chandra on 3. Part of my worry looking at this list is that it's trying to do too many things. I feel like there's a real chance we're kind of doing too much to try and enable this card and not getting a ton of payoff for doing so. So I'm going to be curious in the games that we play. One of the things I'm going to want to be keeping track of is how often one of the things I want to keep track of is how often Mox Amber is just like worse than another land. I think there's a real chance that Legion's Landing is probably just a better card, because this does accelerate us when we go 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop. So we'll see how this goes. I am skeptical that Mox Amber is a card that ends up being useful here, so I'm interested to see how that ends up playing out. I should update the Stream Decker. It's a good call. Legion's Landing does not help being legendary at all. Mazer Mouse, it's just, we're playing a lot of cheap threats to flip Kytheon anyways, so might as well play Legion's Landing, so we're good at flipping that. I mean, it's not even as useful as a $1 coin, Chucky. It's like, imagine after each match they gave them $1 worth of store credit. It's not even as good as cash. It's even worse than store credit, because at least you can sell store credit at your local game store. Alright, well, we have a good start here. We have Zurgo into Mox Amber Tajic. 1-drop, Amber into landing, lets you dash Zurgo and flip landing, which seems good. Yeah, the problem with that sequence is, Nabar, if you look at the actual cards that we're playing, that requires having explicitly, the line you just described requires explicitly having Kytheon. So, like, if the only instance where your card is good is you have to have another 4 of with it, like, the floor's pretty medium on that, right? This is a good start to attack for 6 on turn 2. Opponent playing a Land War Elf deck and kept a hand without Land War Elves, so... I think I'm going Battlefield Forge, Animate Mutavault, attack for 9 here. And then we'll play Heart of Kiran post-combat. Credit where credit is due. This draw was very impressive with the Mox Amber. That being said, like, we only have 4 3-drops in this deck. So, like, the number of times where you're going to play a 3-drop ahead of curve like this is kind of few and far between. Like, it requires Mox Amber, Legendary 1-drop, and one of our One of our 4/3 drops requires 3 different 4-evs. I guess the legendary 1-drop could be. We have 7 of those, right? Alright. If they have a Radiant Fountain here, or a Grazer after, okay. Do they have a Grazer here as well? They have Gilded Goose. Yeah, Goose could be enough to stem the bleeding for them, for sure. If Ichimaru was legal, it'd actually be really good. It'd mean make the consistency of being able to play things on the first turn of the game much higher. So Veteran Motorist Scries when it comes into play. I'm going to bottom that. I think I'm going to top this. I just want a lot of attackers next turn, and that crews Heart of Kiran really well. So let's crew off of this, which makes this a 5/5. Morning, Putty. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware the Cavalier has reach. I don't have a line other than keep attacking. Like, do you want me to not attack this turn? So, like, they eat heart, they chump block here, they go to 2. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threats. They have a food to go back up to 5, though. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could realistically get Ugin next turn. Just can never beat that card, right? I feel like this is a really good example of the power of the opponent's green ramp deck. Like, they literally didn't take a game action till turn 3, and one of my best possible draws they have a chance to stabilize against here. So, on board, they can Blast Zone my 1-drops, and then block and then gain 3. But that doesn't keep them alive, so they need something else other than what's on board. So they found 2 lands off their Oblivion Sewer here. So they can crack Blast Zone, and then they're still dead. So they're currently dead on board. As always, there's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. You can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Is green ramp the Tron of Pioneer? I would, as someone who's played against a lot of Tron in my day, I would make the strong argument that the green ramp deck in Pioneer is far more difficult to interact with than Tron is in Modern. It has very skewed matchups like Tron does, so from that comparison it's similar, but this format does not have any bullets that you're able to play to really give you a better shot in the matchup. There's no Damping Sphere, there's no Blood Moon, there's no Stone Rain, and like even if we had like Damping Sphere is a card that's legal in this format, it's just not useful. Okay, they blocked a 1-drop and then blew up Blast Zone. They were dead anyways, right? Okay, so our best possible draw was able to kill them. We've got that going for us. As far as sideboards are concerned, probably don't want Chandra here. Probably do want Boros Charm. Yeah, well, and not only that, Jake, man, but like, the way the green ramp deck accelerates, while it does have a couple of those 2 mana lands in it, those aren't the key way they're ramping. In fact, one of those 2 mana lands doesn't work until they have 7/7 anyways. You think I want Ruinous Blast? That seems really slow. I feel like I'd rather just Embercleave. Fall of the Thran could be okay against them. We'll try Blast over a Boros Charm. How are you casting your 6 mana spell, Polly? By the time a normal Honest deck has 6 mana, the ramp deck has like 12 mana and has gone off. Like, they effectively play 2 to 3 mana sources a turn every turn for the first 4 to 5 turns. Needle does not turn off food. Food is not a card. It does turn off Blast Zone, but I don't think that's particularly useful. Wait. All right. Maybe I shouldn't show this because it's like secondhand information, but maybe someone here could help give context. Someone in Discord just linked these are the payouts for PT for the upcoming Players Tour. Why do 8th and 5th? Why are these different pricings? Why are 3rd and 4th different? Are we not doing the traditional, is it like double elim? Is there a difference between 5th and 8th other than tiebreakers and like 3-4? How does that work? Anybody know? For the record, I think if they're changing how the top 8 is structured, I think that would be a good thing. I think we've structured Magic tournaments the same way for far too long, and we could use some experimentation. But yeah, I feel like the fact that they like, so like, the optimist in me has to believe that it's structured that way because the tournament's going to be structured differently. Because if the top 8 is just normal Magic top 8, it is so incredibly idiotic to have different prize amounts for it. I can't even put into words how stupid it is. So I'm going to be optimistic and hope against hope that the reason why those prizes look like they do is because something is different. Yeah, you could decide it based on tiebreakers, Brad. It's idiotic and stupid, but you could. I'm just hoping against hope that that's not the case. I don't know what that's referring to, silliest putty. Huh? Alright, how do I want to attack? I probably just want to put the most bodies into play, huh? Am I supposed to put these out? If I put these out, I can Embercleave next turn, which is appealing. Spencer, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Correct, yeah. Yeah, that sheet has 5th and 8th is a 100% difference. I mean, oh, I should have played this. I'm dumb. I'm talking and clicking at the same time. Maybe this changes the EV of calculating IDing. Yeah, maybe that's the goal. Seems like a weird way to do that. No, I don't. You don't compound your mistake. Don't make a second mistake because you made a first mistake. I'm not gonna take the worst play because I messed up already. Land would be great. Thanks. Yeah, the classic 18 land deck finding its 3rd land before the 27 land deck. Feels Magic, man. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I liked that change. I think there's a lot of innovation to be had in Magic tournaments. Like, for example, something I'm told Yu-Gi-Oh! Does that I think is incredibly smart is they change what their single elimination player cut is based on how many people are in the tournament. So bigger tournaments do a top 16 or a top 32 cut as opposed to top 8. Remember when I said that the mono green ramp deck mostly beats itself? It doesn't have bad matchups? I submit Exhibit A. The sequel to 26. How to hit your third land drop? Play 18. Hey, Dr. Jack. Thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What did I cut for Tomik? I cleaned out some of your other non-legendary 1-drops, Jedi. And I added 3 more legendary 2-drops. You just didn't have enough cheap cards to enable Mox Amber. Because, like, these cards basically don't count as enabling Mox Amber, because Mox Amber is not ramping into anything once these cards are in play. You need to win 2 more games than your opponent. I think time considerations prevent them from doing that, Chucky. I actually really like the double elimination bracket that they've done for the arena tournaments. And I would bet dollars to donuts that, like, the reason why they do double elimination on arena is because arena doesn't support best of 5. But I also think that, like, it's a good setup. Yeah, a lot of the green decks are playing Nissa, so I felt like Tomik was a good inclusion. We'll see how this hand goes. Remember, Mox Amber does not make mana off of Legion's Landing. That's why we're not playing 4 of it. Since Mox Amber is currently a do-nothing. It's a good pickup. No blocks here. Yeah, Tomik's a weird little hate bear. The axis which he hates on is strange. I think it might be too good if that was the case, Macabre. He's intended for Legacy. Oh, I guess he does stop Port and Wasteland, huh? Hey, Italian. Thank you for the 12 months of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay. Mox Amber, marginally better than a land tier. I guess I can attack with this and offer this trade. Am I doing that? I feel like I'm not doing that. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they pump this, I take 12. They're scared, chat. There's fear in their dojo. I'm a little scared too. All right, so if I flip, Legion's Landing, I can mentor this and cleave it. Leave it to Cleaver. That lets me gain 6. Puts me up to 13. Then I'm taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the backswing. Is that exactly right? This deals 6, 9, 13. So attacking with everything and putting Embercleave on doesn't seem like a particularly good plan. Yeah, I'm counting my one drop chumping this. So, sorry, just to count the combat, I can play this and chump this. And then I'm taking, assuming they block nothing, I take 6, 9, damn, she's fine. 11, 13, and I'm only gaining 6. And I don't think I can kill them. If they say no blocks, I can put cleave on here, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's not lethal. I feel like we're just dead here, huh? Because, like, if I sit here and play defense, we just die relatively quickly as well. If they block with spawn, I'm taking... I'm not dead if they block with spawn. They say no blocks, can you not cleave and then do something with Chandra? That ends up the same way. Because if I say no blocks, I can't play a chump blocker. Oh, actually I can because Legion's Landing's gonna flip, huh? If I say no blocks, I go up to 9. And then I chump here, Chandra this. Okay. Okay, alright, I'm in. I'm in for that. I missed the math on Legion's Landing giving me the 5th mana. Oh, huh. Now, the complication is if Gutter Bones blocks Tajic, my Mox Amber stops making mana. Is a real problem. If this blocks this, I can't Chandra and Toolcraft post-combat. Which means I die. I don't know. I feel like we're in a bad spot here. My opponent needs to make a mistake for us to win. So let's just attack and let them figure it out. Those blocks they just lined up there would be ideal blocks for us. We would love it if they trade with Toolcraft and the Vampire. Yeah, I went into the tank for a long time there, and we are still up on clock. Just to show you how long many people take on Magic Online. Okay, so these aren't ideal blocks, but they're still pretty okay for us, so I think we just leave it to Cleaver on the Toolcraft Exemplar here, and then we trade here and we play a chump blocker out. Because I need a blocker. Hey, thank you for the 30 months of support, Python. That is a long time. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Yeah, giving Tajic first strike means we die, so that's probably not a good line. I'm aware of the text on that card, though. It's a wrinkle, so it doesn't matter. Your last two cards are 4th land wrinkle. Of course they are. It's actually exactly lethal. What a tilt. Would gaining 6 by giving the cleave to the lifelinker have a meaningful difference? Well, if I give the cleave to here... If I give the cleave to here, their Spawn of Mayhem lives, and their Spawn's gonna deal 6 to me. So you're saying, should I gain 4 extra life to lose 6? So, I think that's probably not a good idea. It's a close game. Ruinous Blast seems absurd here. Lava Coil is fine. Yeah, their draw is relatively strong. We were on the draw that game too, right? Chandra seems slow here. Need 3 cuts, theoretically. I feel like Gideon Blackblade's not very good. He's like a threat that they can attack down. Grafdigger actually doesn't shut off Gutterbones, because Gutterbones goes back to their hand. It shuts off Scrap Heap Scrounger and the Raid Attacker, but I don't think that's worth bringing in. Especially because, like, the removal I have is exiling. Hand's okay. Mox Amber, again, not looking particularly compelling. So again, Mox Amber only makes mana that's colors of legends we control, so I can't play this Toolcraft Exemplar. So Mox Amber is enabling Toolcraft Exemplar here, but otherwise worse than a land. It's letting us be aggressive though, so it's got that going for it. What does Tomik do in this deck? He attacks for 2 and he enables Mox Amber. I got you, Shame Spiral. Brutal. What an incredibly feel-bad card. It's one of those cards that just like, I feel like this card is a needlessly feel-bad card for just like actual no reason or value. Alright, so we're dead. Got it. Got it good. I describe, for those that are newer to the stream and haven't heard me talk about it before, I describe Legion's End as a feel-bad card because it's a card you literally can't play around. It's a card where the only way to play around it is to, well, this hand's insane. The only way to play around it is to be lucky and just not draw the extra card. Because Legion's End takes copies of the card out of your hand, you're literally just going to get got by it if you draw 2 of the same card. Nice, J-Wall. Congrats. Keep it up. Epsilon Forte. Thanks for shipping your Prime this way this month. I appreciate the Beza bucks. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month on Twitch. Thanks for keeping me employed here with it. So we're gonna get to go Plains, Mox, Kytheon, Toolcraft Exemplar. Turn 2, play Bomat, flip Kytheon. So like this is the nuts. This is the Mox Amber is much better than a land draw. I feel like if this deck had 8 1-mana white legendary 1-drops, like if Isumaru was legal, I feel like this would be super reasonable as a deck, but I feel like the consistency with which you can do this is just so low. And a Boreal Grazer. Alright, let's see how our best draw does against their best draw. This flips into a 4/4. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Bernie banner, best banner, Bernie fundraising stream at some point. I don't know the logistics or legality of something like that. I suppose I could just give people rewards for showing me proof of donations. Yeah, they played a Rootbound Crag, so like if they have like a Sweltering Suns here, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Oh! Oh, we get to make Grazer attack. We get to make Grazer attack. Or I could donate whatever comes up to me on that day. So there's a legal maximum that you can donate to a campaign. I guess we could just plan to, like, not cross that line, but I'm pretty sure the maximum an individual can contribute to any single political campaign is like $2,800. Just form a super PAC, yeah, something like that. And dark money the crap out of this. Yeah. One thing I would wonder is if what this deck is doing is better than just being a white aggro deck or a white artifact aggro deck. I actually think white aggressive decks in this format are really underexplored. I think white aggro is an archetype that probably has a lot of power in this format. White weenie, between Kytheon and stuff like that. Yeah, they didn't have an accelerant on 3 here. Yeah, you could play Thalia's Lieutenant in this format too, so. The fact that Chad made a Boreal Grazer attack here was great. I think Bugler's probably too slow. I think like a 16 to 21 drop deck and like Venerated Loxodon and Beneficial Marshal is probably super reasonable. Here's the backside of this guy for people that are wondering what this card does. Yeah, Brave is legal in this format too. Brave is real good. We're really good at killing ramp decks when they stumble, chat. Turns out killing ramp decks when they stumble is decent. I'm just swapping Chandra for Boros Charm again. Morning, Pelly. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, the hazy legality of trying to figure out who is and isn't allowed to donate to, probably. If we do a fundraising stream, it's going to be for some kind of charity, not a political figure. Just saying. Send Bernie some of my own dollars, and if you're a U.S. citizen, I'd encourage you to do the same, but Bernie fundraising stream is probably not going to be. The logistics of it are just too tough. I might be a bit tired with the baby, but yesterday I tried to prime sub till I realized I was looking at a YouTube video. Well, thank you. Thank you for the support, casting. I empathize. Been there. Hey, Debo. Happy to be here. Hope your little one feels better. Sick kids are not fun. Not in for Bomat Courier. I think I'm in for Heart of Kiran at this point. Let's cruise it up. Next turn I can play Chad, and Chad can make this indestructible. Generator Servant. Are we about to get pigged? I think we're about to get pigged. Usually when I do charity stuff, I do St. Jude. Usually my preferred org of choice. St. Jude both does good work, and talking about St. Jude gives me a chance to highlight political issues in the United States. In an ideal world, we wouldn't need a place like St. Jude. We'd only need their research, not their free healthcare they provide. They have nothing to put in with the pig. Well, that's great. Get flooped. Okay, so I don't really want to play Chad this turn, because Chad will just get attacked. So I think I do this, do Bomat Courier, smack them for 4. And then next turn, I can play Chad, crew Heart, give Heart lifelink. And then maybe that wins us the race. Maybe. All right. Don't draw a worm. Don't draw a worm. Don't draw a worm. Don't do it. Have a heart. Excellent. We played something similar to the opponent's deck at one point, if I recall correctly. It just has too many moving pieces. While it's really good when it fully goes off, a lot of the time you just have this issue, right? Like, you need this mix of ramp and then 2 different payoffs. Well, that's unfortunate. That's probably the end of it for us. Yeah, I don't think we can win this race at this point. They're out of cards, but the 6/6 Trampler is probably enough to end us. T-Big. So, Gideon's likely to gain 10 here, because he gets to lifelink Heart of Kiran, and then he absorbs 6 from the Raise Boar, killing him. Oh, yeah, I could crew by tapping Gideon. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Gideon of the Trials being a pseudo removal spell is interesting. Oh. Zurgo can't block creatures with power 2 or greater. You coward! You call yourself a warrior? So can't double block because he can't block creatures power 2 or greater. Sad. I got excited there for half a second. I was like, oh, we can double block this. This is great. No, we cannot. All right, chat. Cleave ho. Coward warrior can't even block himself. It's funny because it's true. Oh, gosh. You know what? Next turn, we can have this, crew this, and then slide the cleave over, right? Yeah, so if these are 2 blanks, they're dead. So we either did not have a pig pep. Yeah, they're dead, right? They're just dead on board. Embercleave Heart of Kiran is great. This is one of the best cards in Standard right now. I definitely think aggro decks exploring this card are underexplored in this format. So the 19 weeks, Stephen Douglas. 19 months, 19 months, Stephen Douglas. Welcome back. Embercleave is very, very good. How does a spaceship equip a sword? First time I saw Embercleave on a Glory Banger, I was floored. Yeah. I feel like the Mox Amber Legend part of this deck is kind of whatever. The artifact aggro part of this deck seems very reasonable, though. Embercleave's a real card. Yep, I mean, this hand's great. Yeah, but then, yeah, exactly. Hands like this, like, the upside of Mox Amber is definitely high. What do you think is the best home for Cleave and Standard? I mean, just the Knights deck. I don't know. Standard kind of blows right now. I tweeted last night. That still holds true today for sure. Like, I just don't like any of the decks in Standard. I've like 2 or 3 times over the last week, I've like fired up Arena with the intention of playing Standard off stream. And every time I get like a match and a half in, and I end up just conceding mid-match because it's just miserable. There's so many awful play patterns in Standard right now. And I think a big part of it is that traditional aggro and traditional mid-range are currently unplayable in Standard. Can someone point me to a good article or site where I can read about Bernie Sanders? I know nothing about politics. I've never voted before, but I see people on Facebook comparing him to Hitler and saying he's evil. I would just go straight to the source, Gorks. I would recommend going to his website and reading his policy pages would be my recommendation. The thing you need to understand about people who do things, who say things like, you know, especially the extreme, like comparing him to Hitler, is that if public police departments and public schools and public fire departments and public roads didn't exist today, people on the right would call creating those things socialism. When Social Security got invented, when any actual progress happens in the United States, people write it off as socialism and bad. When you bail out giant corporations, it's good for the economy. When you do something that helps the American people, it's socialism and it's supposed to be feared. It's a nonsense double standard. Like, what's the backside of this do? It makes something attack him. Until your next turn, I can untap something and give it indestructible. The problem is that any other big creature they have is going to kill us. I'm just dead, right? That's true too. There's a lot of You've probably, if you've watched the stream a lot, you've probably heard me say the word FUD, which stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there's a lot of FUD that comes from people who are afraid of progress. Yeah, I guess I can block with the Mutavault. So I can attack with everything here. I shouldn't have shocked in the land, right? I shouldn't have shocked in the land. Oh, I have to do this to make, huh? Yeah, this kills us, right? I guess we just hope that they don't have another creature. So Kytheon flips over, and then I'm technically not dead on board. This is indestructible and blocks till next turn. But if they have any other creature here... Oh, I am dead. No, I'm dead. I'm dead to lands and creatures. So, like, they just Oasis this. Super dead to Hayskulta. Lava Coil sounds great here. Ruinous Blast actually isn't very good against their Ghalta deck. I think Gideon Blackblade is, again, pretty bad here against their aggro. Yeah, the current opponent's archetype is one of the best ones in Pioneer. Pick your favorite deck with green 1-mana accelerants. Those are the best decks in the format. The best way I can describe to you is to talk about policies and not left, right, or socialism. And as far as policies are concerned, if you're someone that thinks it's absurd and shouldn't happen, if you think people shouldn't go broke because they got sick, Bernie Sanders is the candidate for you. If you think climate change is real and you believe science, Bernie Sanders is probably the candidate for you. So I'm definitely attacking with Bellstriker here. Kytheon muddies what exactly I want to do next turn. So I could go Tomik into second Amber Heart of Kiran. I think I want to just get Kytheon down. Bernie has not talked about anything like universal basic income like Yang has, but honestly, while I think universal basic income is something that's worth discussing, if universal basic income doesn't fix the issues that we need fixed, like our medical system in the United States, it's just the TLDR. Guaranteeing people income when they can still randomly go bankrupt for medical costs doesn't really fix anything. Like, great, here's your 12 grand a year. Hope you don't get sick. It's gonna cost you way more than that. I was like, why is there text on all of these lands? Tomik, got it. My brother-in-law used the argument against single payer coverage that healthcare is a finite resource and not everyone would be able to get care. Yeah, the fear of scarcity, right? What's the old adage? There's 12 cookies sitting on the table, and the businessman comes up and takes 10 of the cookies, and then he gives 2 of the cookies to his employee, and he says, "You see that poor person over there? They're coming for one of your cookies. You better be prepared for them." That adage just could not be closer to the truth. There's more than enough in society for all of the people that live here. Okay, I'm gonna explain. We're all Magic players here, right? We're all, if you think you're good at games, this example should resonate with you. It is game theory positive to address climate change. Do you know why? Because if you address climate change and there's a problem, you avoid destroying the planet. The upside is you get to keep your planet. Now, the other possibility is you address climate change and it's not a real issue. All of the scientists, and there's a lot of them, are wrong. The outcome is you have green, clean energy. So, whereas the other option is you don't address it, and it's real, and you lose your planet, or you don't address it and you continue going, right? Like, it's all upside to address climate change. Even if you're an idiot skeptic who doesn't want to listen to science for whatever reason, you're entitled to be stupid. From a game theory perspective, it is positive to address climate change. The downside to addressing it in the event that every scientist that talks about it is wrong is very minimal. And the downside to not addressing it, if they're all right, is huge. Most of my professors, I'm a medical student, are physicians. Every single one I've talked to with on a personal level have said that they are voting for a candidate that's advocating for universal health care. Yeah. A lot of the added costs in the United States for healthcare are because of administration increases in costs. And like universal healthcare managed by the government removes a lot of the bureaucracy of having to deal with there's no more out-of-network care providers because everything's a network. A lot of healthcare professionals just want to actually help people. And universal healthcare, Medicare for all, allows them to help people while removing an incredible amount of bureaucracy. This hand's a good example of the downside of Mox Amber. If these were lands, I would keep this hand in a heartbeat, but because they're not lands, I have to mulligan. This hand's very good. I get to bottom Zurgo. The Bernie banner is me doing my patriotic duty. This stream is in no way officially sponsored or endorsed by Bernie. I just want my children to have a planet to live on. And I want my children to be able to have healthcare someday if they're not as fortunate as I am. Hopefully they play a 3-drop here that dies to Lava Coil. But I guess Nick those. Bernie is on Twitch. You should follow Bernie on Twitch. Weird. No 3-mana green payoff here is strange. I think I just Tomik and attack with Bellstriker. Yes, yeah, if their payoff is Nissa here, Tomik is absurd. The problem is they're playing the more stompy builds. There's a chance they're not on Nissa. Well, they could have played Steel Leaf Champion there, Bill Nye, because they played this. Well, I think we're dead, huh? I just can't beat this card. So this deals X damage divided as they choose, and next turn they're gonna make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. You think they're gonna block here? I think the odds they block are like astronomically low. Sure. Yeah, the other option is conceding, so let's attack. Deal. They took the bait. We're still not in a great spot, but we no longer have to concede. I guess I should have played the other Bomat out here. I should have attacked with the other Bomat too. Just have another Pelucrados. Alright, you got me. Alright, we're 2-2, chat. Seven entire dollars, or approximately 1 burrito's worth of digital points riding on this next match. For those of you that stress out over high stakes events, I'd encourage you to change the channel for a little bit. There's a lot of pressure here. Maybe people, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised. Like, the amount of shut up and dribbles that we have with sub only chat, I feel like is low. I feel like unless you're someone who like turns someone on Twitch and like subscribes to them after watching for like 30 minutes, most people who are going to be in chat are probably going to understand who I am, especially with the banner in the corner. Every day I'm shuffling. I do remove the ability for a lot of people. I do remove the ability for a lot of people to comment on my YouTube channel, though. It's really cold in the Midwest today. It's not cold in the Midwest. You sound like my 5-year-old. It's like a high of 50 today. It's super warm for this time of year. There's currently 43 degrees outside, and we're going to hit a high of 50. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 54. It is very windy. We have a wind warning here. Shut up and stumble and die. It is nearly shorts weather. It's currently raining though, so Jake was not pleased. I drive Jake 3 houses down to the bus, and he was not happy to get out of the car this morning. -1 degree Celsius. Can you convert that to a real temperature for me? What's that in Kelvins? It's -39 in Alaska. Woof. Alright, so I can't attack here because any spell lets them eat Zurgo. So I guess I just play Heart of Kiran and pass. Yeah, I started driving him when it was like really cold out. And then it's kind of become like our way to spend time together in the morning. So it's nice. I like my kids. They're pretty great. All right, so we do this, and then we go crew 3, tap Gideon. Gideon gives this. The fact that you can tap this Gideon to crew the heart is really sweet. Hey, thanks for the 11 months, Suchin. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We played the fruit guy yesterday. I don't do him twice today anymore, but I try to do at least one. Hey, thanks, Max. We got one more run of Legacy Storm in the queue. I'm looking forward to getting back to that one. This Soulscar Mage is just so good. I think I just block Whirly Boy here. And I assume... Oh, they have Castle. Oh, they have Embercleave, so we're just dead. Cleave ho! Untapped land. Sick. Alright, so I get to go Tajic into Kytheon. Attack. Oh, I can't flip Kytheon. I'm dumb. I was thinking this had haste. It doesn't. God, Chain Whirler is just savage against us, huh? We have so many X1s in our deck. Okay, the fact that that's their best play this turn bodes well for us. What am I doing? I think I'm just attacking with all of these to start. God, they have a Wild Slash. I just get savaged here. Wow, they don't. That's huge. Okay, so... do I just make this attack Gideon? I probably can't die if I do that, right? How does Tajic and Soulscar Mage interact, though? Soulscar... oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. Feels magic, man. Feels magic, man. Alright, I think I cut Bomat Courier here against the Chain Whirler deck. I want Chandra. I want Lava Coil. I think I'll just add a Boros Charm as a random extra. I don't think I want Ruinous Blast here. That's why MTGA needs a hand reveal button, right? Listen, I'd feel bad for them, but this is an incredibly high stakes match of Magic, chat. There's $7 on the line here. You know what's kind of sobering? The amount of prizes we're playing for in this League of Magic is worth almost as much as going 9-2 in the MCQ on Saturday. That's the reality. That's the reality of competitive Magic Arena. The amount of prizes I get for winning this match is equivalent to what I would get for 9-2ing on Saturday. And past that nonsense point, that was a good draw. Past that nonsense point, I can take the $7. I guess I could take 2 of the $7, because 5 of its play points. Haha! Zurgo can block this token. Big guy, Zurgo. Magic players like top heavy things, as every one of them's a winner. Yep. Yeep. Yeep, yeep, yeep. Tradesies, no tradesies. Alright, fine. You 9-2 in my heart. Thank you for more dollars worth of bits than I'll get for 9-2ing on Saturday. Never forget, if you're someone who's playing the arena tournament on Saturday, if you go 0-2, you did better than the people that went 9-2. Because the people that went 9-2 spent way more time playing than you and got a very similar amount of prizes. The best records in Saturday's tournament are 10-0, 10-1, and then 0-2. That's the hierarchy. How much does the exposure from WotC calculate to the EV? I mean, they don't really give exposure to people who go 9-2, right? Sorry, big kitty. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Is this killing, Tomik? Yep. Down to 6. They're at 11. This attacks for 4. This attacks for 3. This attacks for 2. I think we're dead here, huh? If you go 9-2, the world will know your name like a commercial told me. Fair. I don't even think we can beat the second Bone Crusher, huh? So we're going to go to 2 here. Jump block this. Cleave ho! Cleave plus Rabble Master is really good. The opponent's archetype's great, by the way. I know they flooded in the first game, but if you haven't seen their deck played, we played it late last week or earlier this week, I forget. It's really sweet. Won a Pioneer prelim with. You mean 5-0'd? It's hard to win a tournament that doesn't have a top 8. I think I lead on this. I can gain a little bit of life here if they don't have Soul Scar Mage. Sweet. With Toolcraft Exemplar drawn here, I'm going to go ahead and just play both of these out so I can try and flip landing next turn. You know, it's been so long since Christy made me listen to Hamilton. I can't even think of the beat to that song, Space Herring. I know there is a song, What's Your Name, Man? But I can't tell you what it is offhand. Alright, so we're not flipping landing. Something is dying. Second Embercleave is not great. Yes, Magic is gambling, Chalky. And they took a tournament that was already incredibly high variance and they made it worse. Their structure change from a 2-day tournament to a 1-day tournament is awful for anybody who's actually good at Magic. Red source. Red source. At least Kari Zev has Menace, I guess. Alright, Ladasha, let's go. Get him. Dash on in there, Zurgo. So if they eat this, they take 3, 4, 5 down to 12. I gain 1. We have 6 cards in hand still. All right, that's a red source. Oh, you're so much worse than a land, Mox Amber. You're so much worse than a land. It is no longer a red source. Glory banger. Best 5 drop in the format, chat. Not close. Red source. Well, against the scry, I guess. Scry me a river, baby. Heart of Kiran. I guess. I can't even do that, right? I think I just got a bottom here and then hope to draw a red source. I'm the man that trod him. Glory Banger is going to bang another one of our creatures next turn. It's not about to be a good scene. Temple of Tilt. Temple of Tilt. Tilt, tilt, do-do-do-do. Beep, beep. Our burrito is slipping away, chat. Our burrito is slipping away. Cleave ho! Yeah. So, to summarize on this, we had some fun explosive draws with Mox Amber that were okay. I feel like the consistency at which this deck can have explosive draws, though, is kind of low. And the fact that we just have so few 3 and 4 mana spells that are really payoffs for playing ahead of curve didn't really feel super great. I felt like the artifact aggro aspect of this deck and like the Kytheon aspect of this deck, and I feel like that is worth exploring, whereas like Mox Amber, while it was occasionally better than a land, I think it frequently was just worse. I think exploring white aggro featuring Kytheon and Legion's Landing would be good. I think exploring other aggro decks with like Heart, Gideon, Toolcraft, Veteran Motorist is probably fine too. Yeah, I agree, Polly. I feel like if Isumaru was legal and I could have 8 legendary 1-drops, so I could go like Isumaru or Kytheon into Mox 3-drop consistently, that would be a payoff worth having. But as of right now, I feel like it's just not there. All right, so originally I was gonna do this Jeskai creativity list, but the person who submitted it didn't seem like they were happy with a less controlling build, so I'm waiting for them to email me back. So this one's gonna stay in the queue or possibly get refunded depending on what their email says. So we're gonna do Naya, not Feather, not Naya Fires. Too many Nayas and Fs. We're gonna play some Naya Fires up next. I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll and grab some cards for this for my sponsor. We'll be back in a few. Thanks for the 9 months, Magical Cow. I appreciate that. Welcome back.